What's up, everybody? Welcome, geeks, gamers, furries, and ninja robots. Oh yeah, switching it up a little bit because it's a new year, and this is HorsePLAY Live, episode 211. Happy New Year, 2018, man. Can you believe it? It's fucking crazy, fucking crazy. But this is gonna be a short episode. I hate to disappoint. It's gonna be a little stopgap, but I figured, a good obligatory well wishes episode be in order. I actually went through a pretty useful workshop at work today. All management and team members were required to attend it. And it was a financial wellness workshop. It was very interesting, just coming to terms with realizations that you may have been aware of, but you know, something you need to be reminded of things, right? And a lot of folks don't realize that everyone is struggling, right? We always think that things are better on the other side because we measure success, we measure wealth in terms of stuff, and income. But we don't think about the person's peace of mind, the stability of their lives. And what's interesting is, people at higher income brackets are more likely to live paycheck by paycheck. Because, we all have the bad habit of living beyond our means, right? Or equating happiness with stuff, It's very interesting, at the cusp of the new year, at the heels of Christmas, and a lot of consumerism, materialism surrounding us. I thought it was very useful getting those reminders, and I'm a big fan of personal development. One thing they said that's really simple to understand, but again, hearing it reaffirms those things. That the number one barrier for people to achieve financial greatness, right, where they're not living paycheck by paycheck and they're not stressing over financial issues, because that's a relationship killer across the board. Friendships, marriages, so many things that are ended over financial squabbles, and it's been like that for decades, right? But they said the number one barrier for people to achieve that is simply just lack of knowledge. Knowledge is key. We tend to think that being intelligent and being wise are the same thing, and then it's not true at all. Having a high IQ doesn't mean much, but being mature and wise, learning from things, and being receptive to new lessons, I think, is key. So, hopefully those random rants, you'll find some useful nuggets there. Just wanted to share a real life thing, and hopefully it speaks to you as well. So never stop learning. That would be my take on that. Always consider other perspectives and try to pursue wisdom and good advice. And take bad advice and negativity with a grain of salt. There's plenty of that to go around. The whole, I don't want to get political, but all the Steve Bannon stuff going on, and I wasn't a huge Trump guy. As a human being, he's pretty deplorable, but as a political leader, he's kind of stuck to his promises, right? But you have people that are completely shitting on him, talking about how it's a fascist party and blah blah blah, and it's just this kind of language is so divisive. I don't know. I'm going on a rant here. I'm still sick, so I'm kind of avoiding completely snorting on the mic. But that post-nasal, hold on, there's more child saying something here. Yeah, War Child got home late from work. So he won't be joining us. So next week. Anywho, before I go off on my podium I think the important thing going into the new year is to kind of just quit the negativity. I think we spend so much time focusing on things like jealousy, what we don't have, how people have it better than us, calling out folks on their bullshit. It's important to hold folks accountable, but to linger a little shit, and really everybody makes mistakes. At some point you gotta realize, why am I harboring these hard feelings? Is it really worth it? I think you have to look at the full body of what people do with their lives and kind of look at that. And I really believe everybody serves a purpose, and hopefully that's a good purpose, something that gives back to society, makes the world a better place, and even if it's just slight, right? Anywho, yeah, being sick sucks. Yeah, I don't know how much longer I can hold out before the coffee fits kick in. But I did want to say my name is Yogizilla. So if you're new to the show, welcome. We do this show live at twitch.tv/geeky antics, and we have replays that play over at allgames.com, so make sure you check us out. And the live shows are usually on Thursdays, but we've been gravitating more towards Friday nights, so it's kind of a fluid thing right now. And when we do it on Thursdays, we try to do it around 10:30 or 11 p.m. Eastern. If you don't know what that translates to, you could go through a calculator. I'm really trying to fight hard not to get to a little coffee fit again here. Did you hate when you blow your nose and a little residue of a tissue, you snort it and then it just goes down your throat, it tickles you, and then your eyes water up, and anyway, old people problem, I guess. Do want to remind y'all to go over to geekyantics.net. That's GEEKYAN as in Nancy TICS.net. Geeky Antics, not Kiki Antics or Geekly Antics or whatever people come up with. And check out our latest post, the hashtag Kelly versus Kelly debate. Which Kelly do you prefer? If you want to provide some context, a little backstory, go for it. So go ahead and read that. Participate in the poll, and yeah. I'm trying to think now. I did attach a poll. Yeah, I did attach a poll. Can't remember participating in it, and yeah, leave some comments too, and share it. Share it. That's a good. Sharing is caring. I also wanted to speak to, before wrapping up the episode, I do want to just kind of give a preview of what things we'll be discussing in upcoming episodes. We'll continue talking about our gaming playlist. Like right now this weekend, Call of Duty World War II has double XP for weapons and for soldier. And now it only really makes sense if you play the game, I guess. I beat Sunset Overdrive, so more on that later. There's a bunch of games I need to come back to before I really dig into the new stuff, like Sonic Forces and The Surge. So many games, so many good games, and really get back to my staple, Rainbow Six Siege. And then we'll also, when we get enough people on here, at least like another host or two, we'll get a discussion going on last year's games, some of the awards and distinctions that were won or given out, not necessarily earned, and whether we feel we agree with them or not. Stuff like that. It's going to be very gaming centric. And we'll talk more anime. I do want to say, I rewatched Yu Yu Hakusho. Or Hakusho. I forget how you pronounce it. I think it's Hakusho. Which is a romanization of Ghost Files, I believe is what it translates to. What a great series. And you gotta see how they clearly inspired a lot of the anime that came later on. Because what was this? It's released in Japan at around 91, 92, maybe more like 92, 93. And we didn't get a full dub until the early 2000s. Well, in 96, it did come to the US as a sub. Which, most people will argue that it's better to watch subbed. But I will also say sometimes there are really good English voice actors. And if you get good ones, then it's great. If not, then it sucks. But the convenience is you get to listen, not necessarily have to watch and read to understand everything that's going on. So that's a big advantage there with the dubbed versions. But anyway, the creator of this show is also the same guy that brought us fan favorite Hunter x Hunter. And there was 2 incarnations of that. Neither one of which I believe actually finished. So this is my frustration. These are great series, and the writer, the creative force really driving these works, Yu Yu included, has a bad habit, I'm noticing, of not really finishing stories, a series in a satisfying way. Yu Yu, you could say, he kind of finished things in a satisfying way, right? They had some movies, but they were really just kind of one-off episodes that didn't really follow the chronological order. They could be essentially placed almost anywhere. But Yu Yu, Urameshi's Yusuke's powers were developed, so you figure it's like in the middle of the series, like circa 112 total episodes, and the last one's really just kind of like a victory lap. So maybe in the middle somewhere, because the way we broke it up, us Westerners, we broke it up into 4 acts, 4 sagas. But in Japan, it just kind of played as one continuous series, which is also kind of changed. I think they also played some of the episodes out of order in Japan. So we actually got it in a nice continuous order, which does make a big difference. So, the way it ends, without spoiling too much, is kind of like, hey, there's still room for growth for everyone. But then they kind of part ways, but they don't. They leave everything open-ended, I guess, just to leave things to imagination. Still better than Hunter x Hunter. Hunter x Hunter started getting really, really good. And I don't remember if I saw the reboot. But I could have sworn that only had like 100 and change as well. And it just kind of left you with your dick in your hand. But the whole thing is, you wait for that really big final showdown, the culmination of everything. It's like, well, whatever happens, happens. It's kind of that thing. So, but with Yu Yu, at least the takeaway was that Yusuke's drive just to battle and discover the hearts of other people, connect with people through friendly competition, beating people to a pulp. Sure, it brought peace to the world. It's okay, but there's so much potential with what could happen with the new characters they introduce, their teachers. They kind of just, it feel like the last 25%, or even 20, more like 15-20% was like the last saga, the last major story arc. It feels like it was just kind of rushed. Still better than Hunter x Hunter, because Hunter x Hunter is like, what happened? I think the last thing that happened, I don't even think they even finished. Maybe they did. Maybe they did finish their kind of, a lot of anime have this whole competition to prove who's the best. And there's definitely some recycled material there. from Yu Yu. So I guess they finished that part, but then it's like, all right, what are you gonna do with that kick-ass power you developed? And then I think literally the series, and I don't want to spoil it, but I gotta warn you, spoiler alert. It ends with the protagonist going to a room of the leaders and going, "This is bullshit. Things gotta change." And then fade to black. What? There's some stupid shit like that. Definitely not satisfying because there was no sense of closure. At least with you, you see all the friends frolicking, enjoying their lives, reconnecting, kind of hinting at what their plans are, but also hinting that they're open to new adventures at the same time. So they moved on, but not really. Keiko and Yusuke finally, get over their bullshit. Shit that took serious long. The year they knew finally just admit their feelings. Yeah. Still more things kind of brought to close than Hunter x Hunter. So anyway, the long story short, I love the style of storytelling. Yeah, it's kind of formulaic, but when you consider Yu Yu dethroned. What was running at the time? Dragon Ball, original Dragon Ball. I think Dragon Ball Z was probably just starting out. Yeah, sounds about right. It dethroned the Dragon Ball series as the highest rated anime at the time, and I think it's still considered a better anime. I love Dragon Ball, the whole Dragon Ball universe. Z is more proper, right? It's a whole different flavor when you go Z and up. But there's a lot of filler. It's at the opposite end. It's like, let's keep this going and, make it go longer with filler. One fight takes 20 episodes. One Piece kind of has the same problem. But, then there's condensed versions, fan cuts and all that stuff too. And I think they finally stopped doing that filler crap. But, you kind of want to see the good stuff going. Not the Dragon Ball Z is bad, I haven't really caught the latest stuff, but I've heard it's phenomenal. Kai and Super and all that stuff. Which Kai I think is just the different cuts. I think I saw some of the Kai. It's just different cuts, a bridge version of the original Dragon Ball Z. And no one even speaks of GT anymore. Like it never happened. Anyway, it's just interesting to see how Yu Yu really inspired a lot of stuff. Naruto, Naruto is one of my all-time favorites, and not the favorite in the anime world as far as series go. Anime movie, that's a whole different story. That's a tough one to pick too. But you can see where Naruto borrowed from Yu Yu. And I would say a lot of series did. There's some stuff that's blatant, like stepping on someone's shadow to trap them. That was interesting. And kind of a different take on chakra and inner power. But I guess that's a cliche with a lot of anime. You have the really charismatic, unpolished hero, right? That pushes onward just through sheer willpower, but he doesn't have the natural talent or ability, right? And this brings me to World Trigger, and I'm probably gonna end up writing this rant in a blog, but World Trigger is one that absolutely needs to be continued because it got to such a good point, and then it's like that's it, and you're rooting for Homeboy to really develop his own fighting style and come into his own and like really level up. Because I think another thing that's really important with these kind of ensemble cast battle royale style animes is you got to realize that.
Surprise.
Oh, surprise! And of course I'm about to wrap up. I just happened to get into an anime rant. But everybody can't be the best fighter or the strongest fighter, but it's alright to have the support guys that bring strategy or certain kind of niche abilities. You know, like I guess in that manner you compare Krillin to maybe what's his name? Kurabara, freaking Shoehead.
Hard.
I'm talking about Yu Yu and Dragon Ball Z. Kind of make comparisons between that Yu Yu and a bunch of other anime, really.
Yu Yu Hakusho?
Yep. I rewatched it and it just made me realize things that I already realized before, but like it just kind of just rekindles certain thought processes. Like, interesting. Like I was saying, Yu Yu and Hunter x Hunter, written by the same person, right? Same creative driving force behind them. Both kind of end abruptly. Now Yu Yu ended in a better place, but Hunter x Hunter is like, that's it.
Maybe it's one of those animes where it's kind of a continuation of a previous anime, but you don't really know about it. It might end up being something kind of multiversal, or one of those type things where history kind of repeats itself throughout the generations, despite the fact people might not know it.
Yeah, I mean, there's some tropes that are repeated in Yu Yu, from Yu Yu in Hunter x Hunter. Like they have the freaking clown guy that's got multiple abilities, but the one Hunter x, I guess you could say Hunter x Hunter is more serious in tone, whereas Yu Yu kind of has a lot of that gag vibe. It's kind of more comedic. But I don't know if I can buy that though. I think it's just this writer that likes to just end on a note where it's like, you make up what happens next.
Very well could be.
And I don't know if I like that. I want some sense of closure. You had better sense of closure. Hunter x Hunter was like, well, good luck.
Still, better closure than Buffy, the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah. Funny thing about that.
Oh, actually, not Buffy. I mean Angel. Yeah. Anyway, funny thing about that one.
Angel ended with didn't the freaking law firm get invaded or some shit?
The world ended up being overtaken by like demons or vampires or something, and then there's a dragon flying around and a bunch of. It was just a bad ending all around because the way they were trying to build stuff up made it look like there was a chance, and then out of nowhere, as they're trying to build stuff up, it's like, oh, okay, well, y'all take these zombies, I'll fight the dragon, and then it just ends. That is the series finale.
I could have sworn they also kind of hinted that Buffy was going to come back and lend a hand.
That was the case. She never did, as far as I know.
Yeah.
It's horrible. I'll take the dragon. You guys handle these guys, okay? You never hear anything again.
See, I got it to Angel when it was running, but Buffy, I was kind of I was kind of hesitant to really dive into it fully, so I caught episodes here and there. Because I had some friends that really killed it for me. It's like, they had to catch it when it aired, and spoiler left and right. And they made it sound like it was like the second coming of Christ. And I was like, okay, it can't be that good. It's like, what? Like, there's a certain level of passion where it kind of kills something for you, It's like, alright. You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially whenever... If somebody just kills something for you in general, you kind of don't have an interest in it. But the thing that would really suck is if you do have interest in it and you start watching it, especially at your friend's recommendation, and you watch so many episodes to a point where you're like, "Is the next one coming out? What's going on?" All right, and then you find out that the show is canceled.
Oh, yeah.
Frisky Dingo was like that for me. I love Frisky Dingo. And back when I was watching Adult Swim online, they always had the same episodes up. They even had the Extacles episodes. I'm like, oh man, that means they must be making new content. And I did not know it's canceled. I held on for years, hoping there would be a new episode, and then I just didn't even think about looking it up or anything. I just would religiously go on AdultSwim.com and see if they had a new episode. And
You know, you just reminded me. I know they're completely unrelated, but Frisky Dingo made me think of Desert Punk and how
yep,
random.
I remember Desert Punk.
Yeah, Desert Punk was very, very unique, very random. Like, it was that whole anti-hero type of thing. And see, Desert Punk was fine. It worked because from the onset you realized there wasn't really a huge, deep, over underlying story, right? It was kind of just episodic, just fun, right? So you didn't care if there was any closure at the end. It was just like, oh, this is good, you know.
You want to know something funny? I would take Outlaw Star any day over Trigun, and that would probably ruffle some people's feathers. Like, what? Trigun's better. Like, oh.
See, I don't know how I can answer. I flip flop between the two. Like, I kind of like, Vasher Stampede is great as a hero just because he's so humble, and the beginning he doesn't really realize, just how much power he has. He's kind of a bumbling idiot. He's an unlikely hero, and I can identify with that, right?
Yeah.
So I dig that, but then Outlaw Star overall has better characters, right?
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, Trigun, who else is there? I can't really think about anyone. Like, isn't there like a nun in there too that follows him around?
I
can't remember now.
Because I never really finished it because it just didn't keep my interest like Outlaw Star did.
Yeah.
And Outlaw Star actually tried to make a second series called Angel Links, but I heard that was bad, so I never followed up on it.
Ooh, you just made me think of another one that I wish was continued. Was it called Air Gears? You ever seen that?
I remember hearing about that. I don't think I saw it because back in the days of what was called Gamers Republic, before they abruptly ended the printing, I don't know, maybe it was money or something. I don't know. They would always have an anime section in the very back, where they're giving you the synopses of certain series, and you kept flipping the pages, and close to the back you got the more anime related the ads got, and they even had the page that had the Dragon Ball Z figures that you could order. Man,
that sounds really familiar. I miss having physical copies of Shonen Jump. When they went digital, it's like I lost all interest.
That's kind of like what did the EGM had an evolution in their magazine. They went from EGM, then had EGM, EGM2, and EGM2 I think either ended up they stopped print, I think, or something happened to it. I can't remember what, but I do remember GamePro. They stopped. Subscribed to them for the longest. I used to love collecting the magazines, and my wife made me throw them out.
Yeah.
It still irks me a little bit, but oh man, I don't know if those would have been collectors or what. But me,
I think with those, it's just. I think at the very least, it'd be fun to at least, if you can't really store it, because it does tend to get to a lot of space. It gets a little ridiculous after a while. But if you can at least keep the covers, because at least with the covers you get, the headlines of the time, and the cover art. Yeah. That's what that's been my
years ago, so we could.
Yeah, that's been my compromise, because I used to collect a lot of magazines, and I'm like, well, let me at least keep the covers, because we kind of, in our case, we kind of just held each other accountable because we're both really bad pack rats. You know, this, you hold on to things for sentimental value, and then you never know if something's gonna be collectible. But after a while, it's like, yeah, okay, this is getting a little out of control.
True. I just don't want to end up being that person on the, I don't know, saying I do go to an antique roadshow or something, and they're like, Mr. Douglas, this marvelous specimen usually retails at $10,000 just for this one magazine. However, due to the fact that you cut the covers off, it's now only worth 10, excuse me, subtract 5, uncarried 2, yes. Not $10, but 10 cents. Yes. Enjoy your find, Mr. Douglas. He's so pissed.
Yeah, but at least at that point, you hold on to it just for sentimental value, and it'd be pretty fun just to look through all the past covers and see remember like kind of what was hot at the time. You know what I mean? Just to kind of have a pulse on the zeitgeist of everything.
I miss Lane Pro. that was so funny.
By the way, Taylor says the Outlaw Star is better too.
Finally.
Now I do want to say, I think we mentioned it last time, but I gotta mention it again. Attack on Titan season 2 was good, but what a tease! Oh, and there's a man himself. He's setting up.
Attack on Titan, in my opinion, was good, but at the same time, I was watching Berserk, and Berserk had my attention more.
Yeah, Berserk is awesome. That's another one of my all-time favorites, and I'm glad to see them finally after freaking over a decade, continuing the story. That's crazy.
I actually jumped on after they put out the 3 movies, which was basically a collection of all the anime.
Yeah.
Updated and better, more visually appealing, because that's one of the things about older anime. Unless you're a fan who you were raised up on that anime, you're not really going to have an interest in it because of the old style, or even if you're like kind of that not cult as in like an evil group of people or whatever, but you got certain anime that has a cult following. If you're part of that cult following, and say you're more of the new school anime, you like all
like One Piece has a very distinctly old kind of look to it if you think about it.
Yeah.
In fact,
it's old to say something as Fist of the North Star.
Yeah. I usually say there's like 3 major eras to like anime, right? Kind of like the pop art kind of era, very kind of old timey Mighty Mouse kind of style. You know what I mean? Like Astro Boy.
Yeah.
And then you had like the more gritty stuff, like Fist of the North Star, right? But you compare it to the modern stuff, you could tell it's very unpolished, right?
Yeah, that's the main word.
But then there's Akira, which looked better than everything.
Which one?
Still. Akira.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Akira. That wasn't Miyazaki, was it? I don't think that was Miyazaki. Miyazaki makes more of the furry, fluffy stuff.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm dying over here. Yeah,
Oh, Yogi!
He makes some really trippy shit. Do what now?
Nothing.
Hero Academia. That was still really good. Now, that was a satisfying follow-up season. Way better than what Attack on Titan gave us. Attack on Titan was a big tease, like, well, lots of build-up, but no satisfaction. Good luck with your blue balls.
I wish they would make more Second Man Blade. That is my all-time favorite anime. And so many memories go back into that anime for me, to the point where I remember getting ready for school and almost missing just because I wanted to see the next episode. That's how much I love that anime.
Which anime?
Second Man. Second Man.
Okay, I think I remember it. Everything's like a blur in my head.
It's space, not really space marines, but basically you have a starship called the Blue Earth. I think it was called Blue Earth or Blue Urn. It's probably Blue Earth. Its own crew. I think it ties into the Macross universe just a little bit because there was a slight nod to it in one of the Macross episodes where you saw the crew of the Blue Earth, and this crew has a member who goes by the name of Blade. In the American version, they called him Slade, but he has amnesia and doesn't remember much about his past. All he knows is that he has this crystal that lets him transform into a like a cyber warrior.
This sounds really familiar. It almost sounds like the Guyver. Remember that?
In a sense, it's like Guyver, very close to the Guyver actually, just more so in space because he has to take on these what do they call them? The Venomoid spider crabs. And
oh my god, this sounds really familiar now.
Yeah.
Around what?
Yeah,
around what time did this come out?
Shoot, probably in the early '90s.
Okay.
Whenever I saw it, it might have come out earlier. I think.
So we could probably assume this came out. It probably came out in Japan like early '80s, mid '80s then.
Yeah. Man, it was good. I mean, they had even the theme song. The theme song is really what made me fall in love with it because I need to find that ringtone. Shit, awesome.
Taylor, did you ever see this?
No, it's not even ringing any bells.
When he said spider crab, like, oh my god, that sounds really familiar. In space.
Yeah. I went back and I got the DVD collection. I got the second series too, which is called Second Man Blade 2, where they found a way to turn humans into Second Man, not having them go through the whole process. The original process, when the Venomoid spider crab got hold of his family, spoiling stuff. Oh well, spoiler alert!
Oh
if
shit!
You're listening, you're like decades too late, and it's not gonna hurt you too much. But you know what? You'll get over it. So the spider crabs took his family and they put him in these cocoons to where they started transforming their bodies into Tekkamen. But there was a process, I think the full process involved them turning evil. So his father was rejected by one of the pods because he was too old. So he only had enough time to free one of his family members, and he ended up freeing Blade. And Blade was partially through his transformation, and because of that, it causes him to have a 30. I think you can only say transform for 30 minutes, whereas when you have a full transformation, you can say transform as long as you want to. But if you stay transformed longer than 30 minutes, it would kind of turn him into a berserk mode, where he would actually act evil.
Interesting.
It was majorly full of major drama, to the point that it kept you wanting more and more and more. Even kind of a corporate espionage in a sense, because the space, I can't remember the name of it, we'll just call it the Space Corporation. The Space Corporation that the Blue Earth crew worked for, they wanted to study Blade in order to make kind of their own version of Tekkamen. To the point where they actually did end up making 2 Tekkamen suits, but they weren't as powerful as the original Tekkamen. It's really, really good. I recommend finding an anime site, looking it up, give it a look. That is my shit.
Interesting. Did you ever get into did either of you guys ever get into Garo? I know I've watched like the first series, but apparently there's like 4 or 5 different series in this.
Is that based on Fatal Fury?
If I recall, it's like a samurai type of story, almost like a Ninja Scroll type of thing going on. It's been a while, so I'm considering revisiting it. But now, when I realized just how massive the universe is, I'm like, ooh. Because you either have one extreme or the other. You have something where It's like, okay, this ended abruptly, and then there's another series where it's like, oh, there's so much to catch up on. Where do I start? So Garo, it's Garo.
Sounds.
They have a current series that's still being dubbed as we speak. So it's been going on for over 10 years easily. So that might be one good one.
What's the worst anime, or rather, the anime that looks like it's going to be good, and you start checking it out, and just kind of started going downhill? You ever have one of those?
The only one that really made me feel empty was the anime translation of the manga. What was it called? Exaholics. It had a different name in Japan, but for us Westerners, it was called Exaholics. Very strange name. Very obtuse series. But I really liked it because it was so like random, and like there was like they kept hinting that the main character had a real like a fate, some destiny, and then they never get to it in the anime. I'm like, I don't feel like reading the manga. I wanna see it in live action because I'm spoiled. So that made me feel a little empty inside. But
Yeah, Tenjo Tenji did the same thing to me. They did one animated series of it, like maybe 14 episodes.
oh, I hate that.
They're like, hey, if you want more, go read the manga. No, I do not want to read backwards. Stop it.
In 14 episodes, you can't do shit in 14 episodes. You can barely do anything in 22.
They had a pretty solid arc for that little condensed series. Enough to make me go, I want more of this, but not enough for me to read a manga.
Yeah, I started watching Gungrave, and
Gungrave. I forgot about that.
I didn't like it because it just took. It's like it shows you the now of how the character is, and then it takes forever to explain the backstory. And I don't mind the build up, but at some point, I'm just going to get tired of seeing this young, scrawny dude, and I want to get back to the point of why this badass dude is in front of him.
Oh, see, you might not, if you haven't started Boruto, that might irk you, because that's how it opens up the series. Showing you
I saw.
Okay. I mean, I have mixed feelings about that.
I think Boruto for me will be different because of the fact that I've seen Naruto and I know how they do their drama, and in my opinion, I feel they do it quite well. Naruto's drama, in my opinion, is almost on the same level as Bleach, just different genre. So I would be fine with waiting to get to that point, especially since I've watched the episodes of Naruto that I have watched. I've watched Naruto from episode 1 and up. So I remember what Naruto was like whenever he was just tuning and he was trying to become Hokage. So, and it took, God, how many episodes? If not 500 more?
Yeah.
A little less?
But, they had some filler, but it never felt like they were, I never felt like they were throwaway episodes, personally. But
The entire series was throwaway.
oh, here he goes again.
Sorry, it was garbage. Didn't like it.
How about Bleach? Because Bleach, I think, started off really strong, and then at the end, it fizzled out.
No, it wasn't. Neither of those did anything for me.
Oh my goodness, we have an anime snob here.
Yeah,
My heart hurts.
I'm real picky about it. The only one of those crappy Monster of the Week animes that I like is Dragon Ball Z. I haven't watched Super because I know I'm going to hate it. I just know.
I'm thoroughly happy with it right now, especially waiting on this next episode because
With
it
the
looks
way-
like Vegeta might get the upper hand as far as power level.
Yeah, with the way everyone talks about it, I know. I'm just like, no, it's not. I've aged past that. I've grown out of it, and if I watch it, it's just gonna make me sad and make me hate everything.
Speak for yourself. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Oh, I am speaking for
granted-
myself because I know that it's real popular and makes everyone feel good because it erases GT, and GT was awful.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm not gonna shit on it like I would Naruto. I'm just not gonna watch
They
it
never finished the GT is only abbreviated.
because it was bad.
It's actually supposed to be GT, GTS.
What?
Sorry,
GTFO?
GT. No, although that is pretty close. I was gonna say get that shit out of here. They forgot to put the rest.
Dragon Ball Z GTFO. Get the fuck out of here. See the problem. I love Dragon Ball Z and even Dragon Ball, but I feel like the story revolves too much around Goku and what a badass he is and how he gains his latest power levels, right? And going back to Yu Yu, at least with Yu Yu, do you at least like Yu Yu?
Yu Yu Hakusho?
Yeah.
They had the Vegeta knockoff in it, and it was.
But it came before.
No, it didn't.
When Yu Yu came out of Japan, I'm pretty sure Dragon Ball was running, and then Dragon Ball Z came out.
No. I think it was probably. Let me look it up.
And yeah, I can say that. Hey, I think that's the name. Hi or Hey, I don't know. Whatever you pronounce that. I think it's definitely very similar to Vegeta. Kind of like isn't honest about his feelings. That like a tough guy, but he's kind of a pushover. But he's actually a good fighter, whereas Vegeta never really amounts to anything. He's all talk. Oh, I went there.
The hell you say?
Now, okay, I know they redeemed him later on in the series, but you gotta admit, like in the first half of Dragon Ball Z, it's like, oh my god, this guy. Like when he becomes a good guy, when he's a bad guy, he's intimidating. And then when he turns good, all of a sudden he's useless. Not as useless as Krillin, but it's like he's just the opening act. They're like, all right, I'm gonna soften him up a little bit. Okay, I took about 1% off of his health bar. All right, good luck, Goku.
Dragon Ball Z started in '89. Yu Yu Hakusho started in '90. Knockoff Vegeta.
Damn, I could have sworn Yu Yu came out first.
Well, you're
I know
wrong.
one character that could take out Vegeta and Goku. Saitama.
Oh my lord, One Punch Man.
Season 2 needs to happen.
Yeah, we're still waiting on that, aren't we? Yeah. Well, at a whole different pace, if you like gag anime, like Beelzebub, which I recommended last year, Prison School, great, and the uncensored version offers plenty of TNA. That shit's off. Prison School, do not go into it if you have a weak stomach, because there's a part, I don't want to spoil too much, but someone bakes a cookie using special juices. A batch of cookies using special juices. And that's
It's just like
Why is the
reading a BuzzFeed article.
Why does the weird anime always have tits and ass? Kind of like High School of the Dead. You got zombies and everything trying to kill these kids, and they're like, oh, but he's the only guy on the team, and we're all these hot, busty girls with size 0 waist.
Because it's a teenage boy fantasy.
yeah. But I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed that anime.
It's because you're a teenage boy.
It's a good anime. It's just kind of like, it's funny.
Yeah, it's basic as fuck, and I'm probably a basic bitch for enjoying it. But you know, sometimes you need just the simple, big dumb fun, like enjoying the summer blockbuster. You know, I'll enjoy an Independence Day, or a Die Hard movie. I realize that it's not smart writing, but there's nothing wrong with that. So you want something big, dumb, and fun.
Why do you think Michael Bay still has a job?
That's true.
That is very true.
I think they're just hoping for him to make another Bad Boys.
Oh my
Hoping
God.
to God that he pulls another one of those out of his ass.
He's so far separated from that at this point.
Yeah, it's been like 30 years.
Yeah.
And that's sad.
Kind of like.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna call him Shyamalan. I don't know why. Shyamalan is gonna make another good movie with a twist at it.
Oh
Or
my
maybe the twist
God.
will be there isn't a twist. Ah,
Listen,
You didn't.
Unbreakable and The Sixth Sense were so good they will keep giving that man a chance.
Yeah.
you're right. And supposedly Split was in the Unbreakable universe. I haven't seen it yet. I want to.
Split. All right. So watch Split. I'm not gonna say it's gonna change your mind, but at the very least, I feel you'll watch it and see that he's heading in the right direction. If you feel that strongly about it, I think it's closer to a return to form. I'm not gonna oversell it. I really enjoyed it, but you know, it's an acquired taste. There's definitely some nods in there.
Things about it after everyone collectively got their panties out of a bunch, complaining that it was going to be poorly portraying mental illness.
Well, I mean, they did make Avatar, and that was probably a mental illness movie.
That was a movie just for money.
Yeah, that you can't consider that movie part of his creative body. That's one of those things where it's like I need to keep the lights on. I'll take the job.
Go ahead and tell Weebowl the same thing and let him keep messing up all these video game movies.
No, the reason
Then come back and tell me it's just for money.
there's a legitimate reason for that. For the reason he makes those movies.
Uh-huh.
They are tax write-offs in Germany if you make movies there.
Uh-huh.
So they're using
Uh-huh.
the German loopholes to
Uh-huh.
launder money by making these
Uh-huh.
god-awful movies.
Uh-huh. Hold, please, while I order my food and not deal with your bullshit right now.
Like that? No, that's the legitimate reason.
I know.
It's not a good reason, but that's why it's happening.
How are you?
Pretty good. About yourself.
Great, thank you for asking.
Oh, he's legitimately ordering food.
That's funny as fuck. Talk about timing.
He's just being snarky.
Well, I don't know if he's still listening, but I will recommend, if you like gag anime type of stuff, this is good change of pace anime. I started getting into, I think it's called Urasei Yaratsu, which translates to obnoxious aliens, supposedly. We just could have sworn Urasei meant shut up.
Maybe it's... Maybe literally translated it means aliens that don't shut up.
Well, because usually in the anime, when they say Urasei, it's like they're frustrated, like they want someone to shut up. Maybe
That you want to shut up?
they're saying, "Oh, you're fucking annoying," which means shut up. So the shut up is insinuated. Maybe that's what it is.
Yare yare daze. Jojo.
So, did you get that recommendation, more child?
I got a
was busy
recommendation
getting my
for you.
burritos.
For a good lighthearted anime with a little bit of some light TNA. It's Urasei Yaratsu, I believe it's called. It's obnoxious aliens. It's pretty fun.
I got a recommendation. Don't watch anime.
The hell you say? This is coming from a guy that's legitimizing Willie Bowl films.
I'm not legitimizing them. I'm just telling you why they happened.
You are sitting here legitimizing this shit. My respect level right now is starting to wane for you, sir.
I'm okay with that.
So I'm
not here for
okay.
respect,
I'm glad
I'm here
you
for the
are.
jokes.
Listen, if he dissected why butt sex between men exists, doesn't mean he necessarily agrees with it. He's explaining why it exists. So that doesn't necessarily makes him an advocate.
What the fuck ever. This man made himself the president in one of his films. And somehow a sniper got eaten by a zombie from on top of a tower.
It doesn't
Some
have
random
to make
zombie
sense.
came out of nowhere. Huh?
It doesn't have to make sense because it's not good.
I know it doesn't have to make sense, but damn, just give me something. I mean, I don't want to watch your films. I don't trust the films. The only good film that he made was Far Cry, and that's giving him a little bit of credit.
Careful though, if you keep talking shit about him, he will fight you in public.
I don't care. I wish that motherfucker would. I would be crowned savior of German Hollywood, or whatever the hell it's called. I don't know.
He got in a fist
Wiener
fight
film.
with a critic at one of the festivals. They had a boxing match.
Okay. Is he skilled at boxing?
Yeah, he knocked the guy out.
But does he have boxing skill? Like, or is he just like lucky and he just hit him in one tap?
No, he legitimately is like a boxing dude. I don't know.
Boxing
That
dude.
That basically tells me his legs are weak and he's not going to protect his balls. Okay, I can win this.
Dirty fighting. I like your style.
There is no honor in a true fight.
But by the way, the manga originally ran from 78 to 87, and the original run of the anime was from 81 to 86. So I had a pretty good run. Would I say Yatsura? I was close. Would I say Yatsura? I'll put the link in the Discord. By the way, if you want to check out our Discord,
That's
folks. Yeah, to stand that for us at Discord. Anyway, that's my recommendation. I think that one's pretty fun. It's a good change of pace. And for Pete's sake, I hope they bring back World Trigger. I was really getting into that. And then they just ended it. Meh.
Are they making any good Gundam series lately?
Oh.
I haven't seen anything giant robot related in a while.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's kind of like that's like a thing of the last era of anime if you think about it.
Giant robots in outer space.
Yeah. Gosh, I mean you could freaking walk a couple inches without bumping into something like that in that space. G-Force is one of my favorite ones in that area.
Oh, G-Force is awesome.
Yeah.
Gundam 0080, is it 0083, I think? That one was pretty good. If that's the right one, that one's pretty good.
83 or
what's-
86, I can't remember which one.
Was Seed the one that was kind of garbaggio?
It was meh.
I think
Yeah. What came after
Yeah.
Seed?
Gundam. I don't know.
I think they're trying to bring back Robotech. I read that somewhere. That Robotech might come back.
Shocked.
Yeah.
I would be really shocked. The anime world does need more giant robots right now, in my opinion, because it would have been perfect if they did it in what's it called, Sword Art Online, with a giant robot in there.
Oh my god. I almost forgot about Sword Art Online. Are they up to season 3 now?
Supposedly, but I don't know if they're still making them or not, because the last season was kind of gun related.
Okay, yeah.
Pretty,
That was season 2. Where the guy had the ability, I got spoilers, but it was a guy that was shooting people and killing them in real life, but it turned out that he had an accomplice that was like injecting people. It got too real too fast. See, that's another kind of like subgenre that kind of got really big and then I think it finally fizzled away. You have Log Horizon, Sword Art Online. What's the other one? That's kind of got a similar kind of vibe.
I can't remember because I've only seen 2. Sword Art was my main one. I do know they made another one that was kind of MMORPG based slash reality, but I can't remember the name of it.
There's a few of them, and of course, Dot Hack I would put up there in that group.
Yeah.
No, the one I'm thinking of, it's got a really long title. It's the one to translate something like Life in Another World, blah blah blah. I don't know, something weird, something another. Oh my god, what is it called? But it's the one where the kid gets sucked into an alternate universe, and he thinks he tries to compare it to a video game, and he's like, "Oh, this is the part where, huh? Oh, I think he's ordering food again.
Sorry.
Oh my god, what's it called? I think it actually has Fate in the title, but not part of the Fate series, which is confusing too. Something something zero, returning to living in another world, returning to zero. It's got a really that's part of the problem. It's got such a long name. It's like it's hard to recommend. But it's got like a lot of cool things going for it. Like it's got these twin sisters that are demons, and like some elves and some random shit.
Like the main character is like a Skull King or something.
Oh no, you're thinking about Soul Eater, right?
No, it's not Soul Eater. It's like basically they were going to shut down this online MMORPG.
Okay, I got it. The short name is Re:0, but like the full name is like ridiculous.
I don't think that's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I'll put the link. Well, this is the Re:0. I'll put it on Discord. And on Twitch.
Ghoul was the name of the clan.
Ghoul.
Yeah, and basically they were going to shut down the game. One of the members ended up going into the game one last time, and he was trying to create good memories. Huh? Yeah, no sauce. Thank you.
What you order?
Yeah, you're good. All right, you too. Thank you. So
he's not even gonna tell us what he got.
It's Taco Bell.
Well, I guess we're gonna switch to food now. So after seeing all these weird Taco Bell commercials, I decided to get the Illuminati stack box. So going in.
It's pretty good.
If you don't see me, you don't hear me tomorrow, or hear from me anytime soon. You know what happened? They came and got me.
The budget quesadillas they got are pretty good too.
Yeah, if you need to eat something, that'll do it for you. But this anime, it was actually pretty good. Excuse me, because the main character, he gets trapped in the anime, so he becomes his actual character, or his actual avatar in the game. And the servants that they had inside the clan castle, they end up getting their own personality, so they act like they're real.
Wait, is the main character like a manga writer or something? I mean, he's sucked into his own world.
Manga writer, actually, I don't know what he is. I don't think it's really specified because you just see him he's already in game whenever the anime begins.
Oh, okay. What's it called?
I remember right, he's already in game. God.
We're gonna have to. I heard that the Hummingbird app has been completely overhauled. We're gonna have to like share our recommendation on there. It's so hard to keep up.
It was on Hulu, if I remember right.
Okay.
And I think it's Ain's something. Ain's Al Ghul, which was the name of the clan.
Let me see. Ain's Al Ghul anime. Let's see if anything comes up. Another thing I got was Tokyo Ghoul, which we already know about. Oh! Tokyo Ghoul Season 3 confirmed in 2018? Is this legit?
If you
Hey,
type in Skull King, you're probably gonna get something from Berserk.
yeah,
So,
I guess that's a pretty typical kind of, what in the shit? That,
but
God. Oh, my lord. It's like a video. How did this bring up a video of like some cross-dressing dude with a beard?
Because that's the internet now.
Yeah, I guess that's
yeah,
true.
much. Crazy thing is, it's probably talking about a talk show or something, or like a reality TV show.
It's not even the weirdest thing you'll see today.
Yeah, two dudes kissing.
Oh my
You
lord.
know, it's normal now.
Yeah, gosh, they force you down that. They force that down your throat no matter where you go now.
That's a bad follow-up.
Less than 10% of the population.
Yeah, yeah. I know it was a bad follow, but I like Beard's follow up because it's true. That's a good callback. 2017 callback. You know, it feels like so long ago. How about it? Might have been like 10 episodes back or so, maybe a little less. Yeah, it's very interesting.
I wonder how long it'll be before they have somebody making out with an attack helicopter. You know, it's all about what you
Soon.
identify with now.
No, let's not. Let's continue pandering to mental illness and not reality.
Well, once the SJWs accommodate toasters and vacuums, then I'll concede that they are fair and balanced and not serving their own agenda. You know, hey, toasters need love too.
Sweet, sweet bagel. Sweet, sweet.
Why do you think bagels have holes in them? Man,
Oh God, that reminds me of what was that movie?
prison
That
school?
crazy ass movie. Huh?
Prison school?
No, it's like it was the one where with Seth Rogen and they were food items and
Sausage.
Oh God,
sausage party. That crazy shit.
that movie was okay. I enjoyed it until they freaking had a long, drawn out scene when they had like that big orgy, and like, all right, this is about 5-10 minutes way too long. Like, Jesus, I get it.
Yeah.
This is the victory lap. Okay, cool.
Everything happened. Everything.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. They did not leave out any kind of, nothing was left to the imagination. I don't think.
The imagination was thrown out the window.
Yeah. Yeah.
This,
Very awkward.
especially the bagel. Yeah.
No other way it could be more awkward is if you were watching that and like your grandma happened to walk into the room while that scene was on.
Ah! I'm worried about Charles.
It's like, Wanda. Another way that could get more awkward if she's just rubbing her nipples after watching that. Like, whoa!
Oh. He's got like skin flakes coming off of it.
It's for flavor, Sonny.
Jeez, used
What's
to
wrong
really
with
turn
you
your
people?
granddad on.
Oh man, he
Why do I
puts.
come here?
Granddad used to love this.
Beard, this is the part where he said it puts the lotion on its skin.
Hey,
The part
granddad
where I
used to lotion
leave.
on my skin. Special lotion. Got us through 1935.
Oh God,
Those were the days.
good times, good times. I think that's a good stopping point.
That was the stage name. Good times. Alright, I'm done.
By the way, it's a random thing I happen to be aware of. So just throwing it out there. Call of Duty, WW2, Double XP weekend. I think there's some other events going on. Is there anything else going on gaming related this weekend? It's time sensitive. I think the countdown sale
How's the,
still going.
any betas active this weekend? Any open beta for Monster World, maybe?
Is that going on?
Is that this weekend?
Let me see.
Sorry. What comes out of
Game comes out at the end of the month. I wasn't sure if they're doing some last-minute stress tests.
So
Well,
far, it looks pretty good. I got pre-ordered right now.
yeah, I'm gonna jump on it too because a few of our listeners were asking about it. So I think, are you getting an Xbox One?
I may have to go back and get on Xbox One.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna pass on it.
I don't know. This Capcom is publishing it, right?
Yeah.
I want to believe that they still have it.
I wanted to like Monster Hunter 3 when that came out on the Wii and the Wii U. I gave it a try both times, and it wasn't for me. It's not my jam. So I don't think 4 is going to be very different.
Well, from a style perspective, it's a big overhaul, isn't it?
Aesthetically, it looks a little different. I mean, it looks like it plays the same. Looks like it's the same mechanics, same hunting and scavenging and all that stuff.
Did 3 have multiplayer? Do you remember?
I can't remember if it did. It was on the Wii and Wii U, so if it did, it didn't matter.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
I was kind of expecting something like Cocoon, but I played the beta, which is the first time I ever played a Monster Hunter game. It seemed like it was okay. You know, you just
Well, they're saying you can have what did they say? Hunting squads of up to 50 people. I'm like, what?
That means there's going to be monsters that require 50 people to kill, which sounds fucking dope.
There is a
Jesus, can you imagine?
there was a hard mode, and it looked like it was this big ass Tyrannosaurus. So, if the Tyrannosaurus, let's just say, it's not even.
Oh,
Yeah.
You're breaking up bad, bro.
Sorry, I was just saying if the Tyrannosaurus was the biggest creature they had, then it's going to be good. It's going to be real good.
Oh, I have a very strong inkling that the game is going to be very good. I'm not going to play it, but
because it's not your type.
Yeah, it's not my thing. I'm going to be buying DBZ Fighters.
Oh, really? Plot twist.
Yeah, DBZ Fighters, because I do need some more fighting games in my life.
Amen. But what system are you getting it for?
PS4.
I'll see you online.
Yes.
I just hope you'll be okay with Lord Beerus, because he's DBZ Super.
I'll be fine with that. Just give me Goten and Gotenks, and I'm good. Give me my 100 Ghost Kamikaze attack, and we'll take out Hitler.
That's great.
I really hope they put a Jiren the Grey in there, though, because the way his character is in the anime right now, he's kicking Goku's ass.
I want
even trying.
Janemba.
Okay, now I'm really curious. But then again, that's the ebb and flow of the show too. Like there's always a part where Goku gets pwned, then he either dies or goes back to training, and then he comes back like 100 times more powerful. And it's like, all right, GG.
Well, that's true, but let me break this down for you really quick. So, this tournament that they've been entered into is basically a tournament between the multiverse.
Oh.
You got planets 1 through either 15 or 1 through 13, but either way, 15. The planet with the highest number being the strongest planet, and obviously the planet at the bottom being the weakest planet or universe. I mean, so Jiren is very dedicated to his planet, right? To the point where during the tournament he says, if anything happens on our back in our home world, I am leaving this tournament. I will go back to this tournament back to this planet in a heartbeat, knowing fully well that to leave the tournament means the destruction of your universe. So this dude is choosing his
Interesting.
universe over, basically the planet over his entire universe. Number one. Number two, this tournament has rules. One of those rules being you're not allowed to fly. They literally go in and they cancel out the ability to fly. Doesn't matter if you know how to do it or not. You just can't.
What the shit?
This is a tournament. This is a tournament hosted by Zeno-sama, who is the god of all gods, basically. He's a little kid. It's funny, but he's still a god. And
Well, hold on. What about if someone hits you so hard that you go flying?
that still applies, but you can't fly back, and there are ring outs, and that actually did happen to a couple of the fighters. But I say that to make you realize how badass Jurian is, because when he fought Goku and Goku discovered his new mode, and Jurian realized it was a new mode, and then Goku kind of snapped out of the mode, he was like, because it was him and I think two other fighters for his universe. He looked at the other two dudes and said, "I'm done. The strongest fighters no longer matter because there are none." And he went to go meditate. You know what happened? He was meditating. He was hovering he was hovering in a tournament that disallows any flying. That includes hovering. Think about this shit.
So he was able to circumvent their restrictions somehow. That's how powerful he is? Is that what you're saying?
The dude broke time as well. Because
Goku.
there's not Goku, Jurian.
Oh, okay.
There's an assassin called Hit, and his special ability is to freeze time to where he can get the best advantage over his opponents. And his ultimate ability, I think, trapped his opponent in a bubble that froze time and allowed him to do the same, just on a greater scale. So, as a trump card, he pulls his ultimate move on Jurian, and Jurian is frozen. He can't move. But Hit's going in for the kill, and he notices something's going on with Jurian's eyes. And he starts seeing his body is straining. And he's starting to move, and he breaks time. I know we're used to seeing Goku make comebacks and being the top fighter and all this other stuff, but this dude is making Goku look like a bitch, to put it bluntly, and it is good.
So this might be like the universe finally moving on from the story of Goku, because it's been a very Goku heavy story for over a decade easily.
Yeah, I mean they'll probably try and, well, here's the thing though. Now that I think about it, they're focusing more on Gohan again, and the power that he kind of just let dissipate.
I see that would be interesting. Because Gohan kind of got lazy. And like they built him up so much, and they were like, all the fans were like, "Oh, he's gonna surpass his dad," but it never happened.
Because he became a scholar.
Yeah.
But they are trying to bring Gohan's character back and make people remember that, hey, he's significant too. Because there was a universe that was trying to gang up on him and Piccolo. Matter of fact, it was two Nameks. And the coolest thing about these two Nameks was the fact that in their universe, they knew they had to enter the tournament. And entering the tournament meant that if they lost, obviously their universe is going to be destroyed. So what they did was they fused with every single Namek on the planet to become like an Ultra Namek, two Ultra Nameks. It was pretty badass, and it was when you realize the sacrifice that the planet made in order to make sure the universe survived. That's pretty deep.
Huh.
So they they were fighting against Gohan and Piccolo. And Piccolo felt like he could only help out Gohan by doing the special beam cannon. So he was charging it up, and he got distracted to the point where one of the Nameks started trying to attack him. And Gohan, who was already kind of providing a distraction of his own, had the ability to stop his distraction, and at the very last second, save Piccolo, giving Piccolo a chance to charge up the special beam cannon again. And when he did that, Piccolo provided a distraction, allowing Gohan to summon the Kamehameha. But the thing about that made it cool was the fact that on the other side of, opposite side of where Gohan and Piccolo was fighting, were Vegeta and Goku. They were somebody else. And at the same time that Gohan was shooting off his Kamehameha, Goku was shooting off his Kamehameha. And they crossed kind of in the, I guess you could say, the atmosphere, the planet. And it looked badass. It's symbolizing that the father and the son are kind of back on the same level.
I can dig that. So how many episodes is Super in?
I think 122 will come out soon.
Ooh. So it's pretty deep in there.
Yeah.
Now how many arcs have they kind of gone through?
That I'm not sure, but
Cause the tournament's a new arc, right? It's pretty relatively new.
yeah, it's the recent arc right now.
Okay. I'm curious.
So far, I'm in love with it. It's good.
Yeah, it's kind of cool seeing the old come back and then them introduce new stuff too.
And they even teamed up with Frieza. But Frieza's still a dick because Goku was about to have himself ringed out. So Frieza comes up in the air and kicks him back down to the ground. He says, "Oh, I'm sorry that you ran into my leg," or something smart like that.
Yeah. Frieza has been fed so many servings of humble pie, and he's still cocky. Kind of like that about him. He's delusional. Kind of like Vegeta.
Hang on.
Nah, I like Vegeta. He it was a long road for him, but he's finally coming around.
Vegeta's gotten stronger. Like, really, really strong.
How about Krillin? Is he still kind of a joke?
Yeah, Krillin's Krillin.
Yeah.
The androids came back, 17 and 18.
Really?
Matter of fact, there's a picture for you in the Discord in a minute.
1782, that's the one that's brolic and the one with the pink hair, right?
17 is the one that married. No, 18 is the one that married Krillin. Because she became human.
Oh, that's right, yep.
The Dragon Balls.
Yep.
And 17 is her quote unquote twin brother.
Okay, yeah, I remember now. I remember that whole Cell saga being so frustrating. It's like, stop going at him one at a time. He's just going to keep beating you and eating you and getting stronger and stronger. So frustrating.
They're not smart.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely evident. Anyway, before I go off on another tangent, you can post that when you're ready on the Discord. I'll check it out later. But I think it's time to wrap it up. I know we said that about 30 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Good
So,
company with good friends.
That's right. So, with Beard, where can we find you when you're not podcasting?
You can find me Twitter, BeardNet, and Twitch, Taylor7. It's just that easy. Monday nights, Thursday nights, streaming games, this week coming, I'll maybe doing 1 or 2 cooking streams during the day.
Ooh. Yeah, I saw your bagels. Those look amazing.
Yeah, it came out pretty good.
God.
This week it's going to be baguettes and
Ooh.
ravioli.
Nice.
Nice.
The bagels.
A good baguette is hard to do because you want it hard, but not like rock hard. You know, like it needs to have a good kind of like crunch
Stop saying
to
that
it.
with a straight face, Yogi.
Yeah.
You need to, there needs to be steam in the oven for that to work, so you need to throw a pan with ice cubes in it. In there with
Ah, smart. That's a similar thing you do for like flan. So the flan comes out, it stays soft and creamy. I know I keep saying very suggestive things. I get it, War Child. But
I didn't say nothing. It's coming out of your mouth.
But you put it in a bath, like a pot, a water bath, so that it doesn't burn on any particular side, and the steam keeps it moist.
Sounds like cheesecake. Because my mom...
Yeah, cheesecake's similar, yep.
Yeah. That's what she had to do.
Yeah, cheesecake and flan have pretty similar recipes, depending what recipe you follow. But flan's a lot more creamy. It's a lot more of a custard. Where cheesecake is more leaning towards the cake side of things,
Yeah.
Anywho. Watch out, where can we find you?
Well, you can find me at warchildgames.com. And recently we did a topic talking about, me and Obi did a topic on Warbound Radio talking about what the World Health Organization has classified gaming as, which,
Oh,
if
God.
you haven't read it, they've classified gaming as a mental illness. Curious about what we think about it? I advise you to log in and check it out. Also, if you follow me on my Twitter, which is at Warbound Radio or at Warchild Games, you might have a chance to potentially win this code for the PC version of Assassin's Creed Origins.
Ooh.
You want to find out more about it? Follow me at Warbound Radio or at Warchild Games, or just go to the website in general, which is warchildgames.com.
Nice. And I'm Yogizilla pretty much everywhere, but particularly on Xbox Live and Twitter these days. That's all I got. I do want to mention that Monster Hunter World comes out on PS4 and Xbox One on January 26th. So looks like there's some pretty good interest about that. If you're jumping on it, email us, mail at geekantics.net, tweet us at geekantics, or leave us voicemail or text us 646-801-2149. Again, 646-801-2149. That's a U.S. number. So if you're not in the U.S., long distance and international charges may apply, or definitely will, unless you find some fancy way of dialing over the internet without incurring costs, which is possible. Yeah, that's my ending rant. Thanks for joining us. Happy New Year again, guys, and we'll see you next week. Hopefully at the regularly scheduled time of Thursday, 10:30 ish. That's as far as we're gonna commit. Right, guys?
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Happy New Year.